Okay, so we're talking about the cost of getting lean. Okay, so when you first come into the gym, or when a lot of people come into the gym, not necessarily you, but when a lot of people come into the gym, they have kind of like an over exaggerated kind of idea of what they want. You know, so when people think about getting lean, they might think about, oh, I want to get abs, or I want to get this, or I want to look like this person or this person. Now, what dictates, you know, get achieving that goal is our behaviors during the day, our behaviors every day, in every, you know, every week, every hour that we live. Really, that's going to dictate if we achieve that goal or not. So our behavior dictates the outcome. Okay, our behavior dictates whether we get that goal or not. And if you are looking to get really really lean, really really shredded, there's a lot of behaviors you're going to have to change. There's a lot you're going to have to sacrifice, and there's a big cost to that. Okay, so if you're looking to do stuff like that, if we're looking to get lean, obviously if we're looking to lose weight and we're looking to get in shape, we need to change certain behaviors. So we can't go out on the weekends as much. We can't get takeaways that often. You know, we have to watch the type of foods that we eat. We have to be really strict with our calorie intake and our workouts, and we have to show up to the gym, and you know, we have to give up certain kind of things like maybe family outings every so often, and so on and so on. So your lifestyle is going to dictate, you know, your outcome a lot. So that's part of the cost of getting lean. Is that like a lot of stuff that we have to give up to actually get there. Now, when a lot of people think about getting fit, they think about getting abs, they think about getting shredded, they think about getting really lean. You know, they think about Instagram models or Instagram, you know, fitness people or whatever, and then they'll think about, you know, maybe think about bodybuilders and fitness models and all that type of stuff. But that's not necessarily why a lot of people start their fitness journey. That's not why a lot of people start, like, you know, going to the gym. Usually it's just they want to lose a little bit of weight, they want to get a little bit healthier. And the real benefit and the real kind of aspect of fitness that like interests me and interests a lot of people out there is not necessarily being that kind of Instagram model, fitness model, like bodybuilding type thing. It's about how getting fitter and getting leaner actually affects us in a day-to-day life, you know. So if somebody's really overweight, they're unfit, you know, they find it hard to move around, and you know, they're in pain or stiff or sore a lot of the time, you know, getting fitter, getting leaner, dropping a bit of weight is going to help them have more energy, be in a better mood, you know, have less pain during the day, and so on and so on. It's going to affect their way of life on a daily basis. So they'll have more energy to play with their family, they'll have more energy to, you know, spend time with their children, they'll be able to, you know, be more productive at work, they'll be in better mood most of the time, and so on and so on. So it's not just about, you know, how you look, it's about how it makes you feel on a day-to-day basis, with your family and with your friends and with everything else you do. um, there's a bit of an iceberg thing that goes on with fitness and getting lean, that, like, you know, a lot of people see the stuff at the top, they see the small percentage of what it takes to kind of get there, but they don't see the massive overall effect, and you know, the larger percentage of what happens when you're getting fit, and what it takes to get fit as well. Like there's a lot of unseen, unknown stuff to a lot of the general public. They only see, like, you know, workouts and, you know, eating veg and meat and stuff like that, and, you know, cutting out carbs and all that stuff, but they don't actually see the other stuff that actually goes into it. So there is a lot of sacrifice and a lot that goes into it, and there is a large cost, and are things that you have to give up time to time to get healthier and get in a better shape. But like, when we do that, the overall kind of payoff is much bigger than what people actually think. It's not just about looking leaner and looking healthier, it's about actually how it affects you on a day-to-day basis. So if we look at, like, health, being healthier on a spectrum, okay, say on this side we have death, on this side we have absolute perfection. So say perfection be like an unattainable kind of like absolutely shredded Instagram model looking thing. Okay, most people who want to get abs would be about here, so a little bit closer to perfection. You know, just want to get leaner. But where most people really want to be is just here, you know, just in the middle. Just in the middle, people want to be a little bit healthier. And the further you get to, say, perfection, the harder it is to obtain. Okay, and the further, obviously, the closer to death. Obviously, like, you know, it's not optimal health. It's not where anybody wants to be. But somewhere in the middle is kind of where most people sit when it comes to health and fitness. Not everybody wants to be absolutely shredded. Plus, that's not exactly healthy. Okay, obviously nobody wants to be like unhealthy and close to death, and nobody wants to be that. So somewhere in the middle is kind of the perfect place to kind of to meet for all that. So if we're looking at kind of for men, like you'd be looking like anywhere 20% or above would be kind of unhealthy. For women, 30% above would that be unhealthy. So getting under there brings us closer to kind of that health kind of range. When people are kind of looking to get healthier and leaner, in their head they might have a different picture of getting really lean, but realistically between 13 to 15% body fat for men, 23 to 25% for women is considered like that would be actually healthy. You're leaner, you're in a lot better shape. We do need body fat to maintain health and maintain hormones. So like between 13 15 for men, 23 25 for women is like kind of the healthy range. Then if we look at the opposite end of the spectrum, the kind of perfection end of the spectrum, where people are getting like men like to 6% or below and women 16% below, that's really unhealthy. Women's menstrual cycles, like that actually gets really messed up by it. That stops for a period of time when you get too low body fat percentage. And for men, their libido kind of goes, and like their sex drive goes. So that's not healthy either. So where people want to really be is in that middle ground. People just not necessarily where they want to be, but what they realize what they want to be. They don't want to sacrifice like every single weekend, like takeaways and going out with the family and retreat and stuff like that. But what really they want to do is just be a little bit healthier, a little bit happier, and have a lot more energy. And you don't need to go to that extreme to get there. It doesn't necessarily do. Yes, you might have to give up a few takeaways here and there. You might have to give up a few kind of like family outings, or nights out and stuff like that. Drink a lot less and so on and so on. But in the long run, it's not a massive extreme like the other side of the spectrum. So there's a certain cost to getting lean, and how much you're willing to give up will dictate where you are on that spectrum. But also how much you want to give up in your life, how much you want to have in your life, will also dictate where you are on that spectrum and where you want to go. I hope that helps with a few questions you might have.